Yesterday, we promised that we're going to share details of the budget as presented on the floor of Parliament by the Minister for Finance. And if you check the sports bit of the budget, that's point 658. Ministry of Sports and Recreation, 2024 performance and outlook for 2025. Now, point 658 talks about the African Games, the number of medals Ghana won, and I'm trying to summarize everything. Point 659 talks about the following facilities were constructed, the facilities that were constructed to support the hosting of the African Games, which include the University of Ghana Stadium, the cricket pavilion at Achimota School Oval, and then also the Boteman Sports Complex, the rugby pitch at the University of Ghana Stadium. Point 660 also speaks about the African Amputee Football Cup of Nations, which was won by the Black Challenge, who also participated in the World Cup tournament. Point 661 talks about the Ghana Athletics that has launched a partnership with Channel 1 TV for a novel National Schools Athletic Championship dubbed NASAC, which was held in January 2024. Then point 662 talks about the national athletics team that placed third and won a total of 18 medals, comprising of 11 gold, 6 silver, and 1 bronze at the Four Nation Junior Athletics Championship held in Stade Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium in Abidjan. Okay. And then the point 663 talks about the ministry in 2025, and this is where I'm sure we pay attention to. The ministry in 2025 will develop strategic documents and policies for national sports and recreation, and organize national sports festival, technical courses, conferences, and workshops in various sporting disciplines. Then the last one, which is point 664, talks about, it says, to promote sports development, the ministry will undertake rehabilitation of the following stadia: Baba Yara Sports Stadium, Phase 2, Accra Sports Stadium, Esipon Sports Stadium, Phase 1 and 2, and complete the Ebriu Sports Stadium, Phase 2. Now, for the allocations, the total allocation for the Ministry of Youth and Sport is 79.245 million Ghana cedis. Jerry Efriye Pemka. So, I mean, what it talks about, the bit gives a report on the activities. It does not capture football. It highlights the African Games that was hosted, the facilities that were built. It highlights the partnership between Channel 1 TV and then the National Athletics Association, the Ghana Athletics Association, and then also highlights the Four Nation Tournament, Four Nation Championship, which was an athletic event in Abidjan, and then talks about policies to develop sport, the renovation of the Accra, Kumasi, and the Esipon Stadia.
And the total budget is how much?
The total budget is let's say in excess of 79 million cedis.
Grossly inadequate. Grossly inadequate. I mean, if you look at the things they've outlined, Phase 1 and Phase 2 Esipon Sports Stadium, how much will that cost? Phase 2 of Baba Yara Sports Stadium, and completion of a Ebriu sporting facility and all those things. I mean, you see, that is where you see the commitment of government or the politicians. You see, when they will speak about the things they want to do, and then they will vote money that they themselves know is inadequate for what they've said they are going to do. So at the end of the day, we will come here and we realize that some of the things they said they would do, they were not able to do. So what will $75 million do? 79 million Ghana cedis, not even dollars. 79 Ghana million cedis. Cannot even. I'm not sure it can even finish Phase 1 of Esipon alone. If you see how that stadium has deteriorated, But the crux of the matter is that, as has been the case ever since my adulthood, I started listening to the budget since the days of Dr. Kwesi Botwe. Sports has always been allocated the lowest budget until the introduction of the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Culture, then in the previous administration, then sports now becomes last but one. They always are treated like, I don't know, the appropriate words to use here, whether it will be accepted.
In fact, I'm still going through. I'm still going through the
budget,
the allocations.
The allocation.
And the budget is in fact, yesterday I did up to page 140 something, but the lowest I have seen so far. It is not the lowest, but the lowest I have seen so far is the sports ministry.
Yes.
Because there are some ministries that are doing 37 billion.
Yes.
Cedis.
That's why I'm saying that for sports, they will always, treat it like the lowest in terms of when it comes to scale of preference. Now, the situation has even been worsened by decoupling youth from sports. Okay. Because sports benefited from the resources of youth. Okay. And youth had the biggest chunk of the resources. And now that youth has been taken away, leaving sports alone, I was waiting eagerly to see how much the allocation was going to be, what was going to be. In fact, basically what you said means that the government is not going to do anything about sports apart from recurrent expenditure. That is renovations of the facilities they mentioned about, and then which is something that has been going on anyway, paying of salaries and all that. There was nothing new from what you read, which is a concern to me, because we need to do provide a lot of sporting infrastructure. Okay. There are some sporting disciplines that have been left to extinction, one of which is my favorite sport, horse racing. Now it's almost all, if I say it's dead in Ghana. Yes, one step ahead. Eli, Huja Bless. These are my favorite horses.
Okay, so Joel projects the allocations on the screen.
Yeah.
The first one is the Ministry of Education. That's okay. That side is blocked.
Yeah, education, health.
But you can come to Ministry of Labor, Jobs and Employment. That's 411 million, and then you have Ministry of Recreation and Sports. It's actually 65. So the 79 is the expenditure for last year. So the allocation for this year is 65. And then you come to a National Commission for Civic Education. So the budget for National Commission on Civic Education is almost twice that of the Sports Ministry. 122, and this is not a ministry. This is a commission. Okay. Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment, 232 million Ghana cedis. Then you come to point 29, Ministry of Health, 17 billion. Then Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. So that is 2 billion. Is that right?
Yeah, 2.8 billion.
2.8 billion. Almost.
Children and Social Protection.
Gender, Children and Social Protection. Wow.
That where the bank
National Labour Commission. Okay, that's a commission. So far, at least, even for the ones that we have projected, the Sports Ministry has the least budget.
Yes, and it's even lower than the 79 million we were even talking about. So clearly, it tells you how government intends to treat sports. It's not going to be anything different since 1988 when I started listening to the budget. The same way it has been treated all these years, and these are some of the things that discourages us or gives us the chills. That after all the promises, after all the expectations are high, and to be offered this paltry sum of money.
Okay.
It can't do anything, and it will not even do half of what they've projected to do.
So the ministry has a huge task of.
Yes, so the ministry will have to find out that down. The headache is the minister's headache to try and look for funds from the private sector.
Let me go to Sheikh Tofik to take his thoughts on the budget. Sheikh, you have seen the projections on the screens.
I was actually putting together some calculations to see
whether the budget will even be enough for that. If you read the manifesto of the NDC ahead of the elections, there were certain, promises that the president
Yes.
made in relation to.
We are going to go into
No,
that.
I'm coming. So I am just opposing that alone to the budget. It's not.
No, but it doesn't look like everything, because if you, and that's where I come
So
in, that of the things the NDC manifesto captured, it is only one that is mentioned in the budget. So it means the others will not be done this year.
Okay, so
It's only the renovation of the stadia.
if you had allowed me to land like Alaji Guruza would say, perhaps you would have understood what where I was going. After I went through the entire document, my conclusion was that most of the work of the sports ministry will be done maybe through partnerships with other public entities. Because if you consider the budget that has been given to them, if you look at the expenditure for last year, and you look at even staff salaries and allowances alone, it's about half of the budget that has been given this year for sports. Now, previously or last year, we had Ministry of Youth and Sports that had a youth component in relation to the sport. And the expenditure for that year was 79 million, right?
Yeah.
The 79 million. So if I sit in the shoes of the government and you ask me this question, if 79 million was used for youth and sports, I think the 65 million even for sports and recreation alone is okay.
Okay.
You understand? If you do that simple mathematical...
It is also possible that the 79 million was what was used for the sports component.
For the
that is
sports
why
component,
that's...
yes.
Well, let's leave it as such. But then, if you look at the entire thing, what I deduce from all this is that most of the things that the sports ministry and recreation will be doing, maybe things that they will have to align with other ministries and do them through that. For example, the recreation aspect. The president spoke about keep fit clubs and all the things that they are doing in the country and how important it is for us to keep that going. Now, even though it is recreation, it also has a health aspect attached to it. So there could be a partnership between the Ministry of Sports and then the Ministry of Health, where a component will come from the Ministry of Health to cushion that particular recreational aspect that we are all talking about. Again, Michael, I am one person who has argued over and over again that for me, I never even expected recreation coming along with sports. My expectation was Ministry of Sports and Education. Because I feel that the youth are the same people who are in the schools, who are in the labor force, and they are the people who are exuberant also about sports. And so tailoring policies and getting them executed is a bit more easier when you have this ministry, together.
Okay.
But here we are. We now have sports, we have youth, we have education, we have health. Yet, all the things that, the campaign spoke about, most of them under sports fall under the other ministries as well. So, well, I feel that maybe this budget is specifically
let me go
for
to,
the ministry.
Let me go to
but the other things will be done through the partnerships that they will have with the other ministries.
Okay. You're still live on Metro Sports with me, Michael Kofiodo. The show is big on your views. Your thoughts are welcome through our social media platforms, Metro TV Ghana, MTVGH on X. And or you can also send us a simple SMS or WhatsApp message, 0533292525. Let me take the opportunity to say a special good morning to the Human Capital Manager here at Ignite Media, Madam Philo Ohinewa, who is doing the watching this morning. Kobe, let me come to you.
Michael, I'm not surprised. Even when the ministry had an agency as National Youth Authority, we all saw the budget that was allocated to that ministry. And now that they've decoupled the two, now the youth is another ministry of itself. And we look at the budget, even the youth ministry is having about 200 and something million, Ghana cedis. The youth ministry, 200 and something million. And we have what we call sports being allocated 65 million. I mean, I'm not surprised. Yesterday we sat here and we were talking about recreation and sports. You know, I think the presidency and, you know, those who are allocating the finance ministry see sports to be part of recreation. So I'm not surprised that we've gotten, but there's a lot that we can say about this budget. I believe we don't have much time. Maybe we need to come back. Yeah, of course. Yes, ministry.
Promises that were captured. I'm saying that we're going to be looking into the ministry's budget as against other ministries. The producer would have to do that for us.
Yeah.
And then the promises that were made in the build-up to the elections, and those that are captured in the budget.
All right.
So we're going to be doing all of that. Let me go to Jonathan Akron. Let's not forget that we'll also be delving into the issues of the Ghana Olympic Committee. We have visited the site. We have reactions from some members who are demanding accountability and value for money audit of the project at Amasaman. Jonathan Akron, quick one before we get into the issues of the Ghana Olympic Committee.
Michael, I think yesterday I started something, and I still stand by it. That maybe campaign manifesto or party manifesto is where the promises and the budget is skewed to. And even if that, then sports they have not been fair to sports. And like I said, apart from Kwame Nkrumah, who established a sports desk in his office, to be very conscious of sports because he knows that's where the heart of the youth is. Even to build a nation, that is what you do. Today, the UK budget for sports is about the third on their list. Go and check. Last year's budget, 344 million pounds was allocated to sports. And they added 9 million pounds per year in preparation towards the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
Okay.
They are giving annually 10%, 9 million pounds sterling to the Athletic Federation to prepare their athletes for the 2028 Olympic in Los Angeles. This is a country that is thinking ahead, taking their youth off the street so that they will not be armed robbers, they will not be miscreants, they will not be followed. Not everybody can be a doctor or a lawyer. There are people who have been given sports, and that generates a lot of revenue for them. So today, when even Bright or AJ goes to fight at Wembley, has a fight at Wembley, the state alone makes in excess revenue, directly and indirectly, about 50 million pounds. And so they can afford to, just one fight, the state can make revenue of about 50 million pounds, one boxing fight, because they've invested consciously in the youth. But here we are, campaign promises. And when they come, the same old story. When they come, the meaning of recreation that is in the books is what was attached to sports, which we did not know. Because we thought 24-hour economy. We did not know that would be the meaning. But it was just rhetoric meaning of the word recreation that was attached to make it look flamboyant in our ears. So 24-hour economy, there will be recreation, there will be satellite, there will be this and that. That will rake in revenue. So government to pump money into theaters, into stadiums, and do this. They come with a 79 million Ghana, 65 million Ghana cedi budget. Let's give them some more time. Maybe from next year, it will change. Another one will come for another thing. So for now, we will forgive them.
Okay.
We'll be on the touchline to watch
Okay.
another year and see. But me, I'm highly disappointed.
Okay.